I think one of my biggest culture shocks as a Jamaican coming to America is the fact that I had to show my ID to get cough medicine. I was like, what? What do you mean? Like that was
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Now, Jamaicans moving to America are in for a shock. Some things don't just make sense. Why is there water splashing in the bathroom? Why do I need an ID just to buy cough syrup? And why am I suddenly being reminded that I'm black every 5 minutes? Well, those are just examples of what is lined up for you. I've got some real experiences from Jamaicans, and there's even a hilarious video about tipping in America that you have to see. Let's talk about it.
I've never been more aware of my blackness until coming to America. Every little box I'm checking black or it's like it's never been that big a deal.
Like applications.
Yes, all the time. Like somebody would compliment, it would say, "Oh my goodness, your hair is like that," and I say, "Oh, thank you so much." And then somebody would be like, "Yo, that was not a compliment." I was like, "Oh." My formative years are in Jamaica, so that's how it frames how I see the world. And as a Jamaican, I do understand that my lack of sensitivity sometimes comes across as ignorant, but it's just, I've had the privilege of not having to think about the white man every day.
Now, this one is deep. If you grew up in Jamaica, you find that most people are black, so they don't even think about it. But in America, suddenly you're being reminded every 5 minutes. And you get questions like, why is your hair like that? And you think it's a compliment until you realize it's definitely not. And let's not forget the constant, wow, you're so well spoken. Like, what did you expect? People in Jamaica speak proper English too.
So one of the major questions that I've been asked over and over is, what is the biggest culture shock that I've experienced here? And I have to say, without a doubt, is the fact that these people do not dry clean. What I mean by this is that when you go to the toilet, instead of using tissue, they do what is called the wash and go. So they use a bidet to wash and go. So over here on this side of Asia, Dubai, Japan, there's some part of Europe, so like France and so, them they use toilet paper, a straight washing. Yeah? Right. So they use what is called a bidet, and the bidet, the left hand is widely known that the left hand is the hand that you're used to. Yes. So as a result, you cannot shake a person's hand with your left hand. You cannot pass something to somebody with their left hand because it is considered as an offense because it you're putting a. Right? So I got that shock when I was trying to pay the driver with my left hand, and he was furious. Cause him not taking money, must say, yo, you had this me no girl, what do you man? But in a film language. So I quickly switched hands and he took the money. And then I was familiarized with the fact that, refamiliarized. Because sometimes because you're not thinking about that because that is not a part of your upbringing, it's not a part of your culture. So as a result, it no bother you for somebody do that. But
okay, nobody warned Jamaicans about this one, and they're not used to toilet paper. So imagine going into a bathroom in America and suddenly, like, where is this water coming from? Is there a plumbing issue? Are we under attack? No, man, we were not ready for that. Jamaicans, be honest, would you try the water spray thing, the bidet, or are you sticking with tissue? Comment below and let me know.
Things we notice as a Jamaican living in America. In America, we live in some massive housing scheme, but it does stay like a housing scheme. In Jamaica, the housing scheme, them, you have a neighbor right here so sell ice cream, a neighbor right here so sell gas, a neighbor right here so I do jerk pan, a neighbor right here so I do Friday night movies. The next thing is the education availability. That shit blew my mind when I first came to New York and I saw how every classroom had a computer at each desk, fam. What? In Jamaica, there's an e-learning lab for every grade. You know what I'm saying? One room. And you have grades from grade 7 to 13 using that one room with about 10 computers.
My biggest culture shock coming from Jamaica to America was when I found out that your period literally stops nothing here when it comes on to services related to your vajayjay. It was my first time doing laser hair removal, and I had put a deposit down, and they tell you can't cancel 24 hours before, etc. You're gonna get charged. It so happened that whatever came, and I had to call them, and I was like, I'm sorry, this came, I have to cancel. And in Jamaica, that's valid enough reason for them to be like, you're good, we can reschedule you. They were like, I'm sorry, we still have to charge you, but just so you know, you can still come in. All you need to do is use a tampon and tuck it right in, and we will do the service just the same. Like I said, big shock coming from Jamaica, because that's not what it is in Jamaica at all. But yeah, being in America, nothing stops the grind, babe. So put it up there and go get that laser, or you finna get charged.
This is my culture shock when I came to America. So I met this girl, and we started talking, and she was like, oh my God, I like your personality, you're funny. I know Calvin is gonna like you. I can't wait for you to meet him. So meeting Calvin, our father, cause Calvin back home, Calvin is a elder, is a father name. So me I practice when me I go tell Calvin now. Me I say, me I go tell Calvin, say, yeah, I studied in London for about 30 years. Yeah, I didn't like the weather there, so I moved back home. And if you make it look like me or somebody. So fast forward, go over our house and walk in. She say, Calvin, come Calvin. When me look at one piece of ugly pit bull, me say jump off my bed. Me say, oh, you guys call the dog Calvin? She's like, yeah, what's wrong with that? Me say, hold on, you just call the dog Calvin? Me say, is that Calvin? She say, yeah, that's Calvin. Me say, me Jesus. She say, what's wrong? Me say, Calvin is a carpenter back home. Calvin is not a dog. I say Calvin is a carpenter back home. Me say, why didn't you name the dog Rex or Bruno? Calvin. Anyways, I'm not sleeping here today. I'm going back. I go sleep in my auntie couch. Me and Calvin now sleep on a bed. A furniture Calvin make.
Now, speaking of unexpected charges, ladies, let's talk about laser hair removal. Because in Jamaica, if your period starts, you just cancel the appointment. No problem. But in America, if you cancel, they're still charging you. Excuse me. So now I have to choose between losing money or getting lasered while dealing with crumbs. America, why do you hate women? Well, this might sound surprising to some, but actually it's not. Now, in America, when someone tells you their friend who lives with them will be excited to meet you, someone like, for example, Calvin, like they said, you're expecting to shake someone's hand, right? In America, Calvin is a dog. Well, this man was out here thinking he was about to meet the lady's friend, only to walk into the house and see a golden retriever wagging its tail. Now, why do American dogs have government names like Calvin, Christopher, Elizabeth? In Jamaica, dogs are named Brownie, Rex, or Spot. There's a guy who said that he was shocked by the education system of America. Now, you walk into a classroom and it's like a tech store, computers everywhere. Every kid has a laptop and a tablet and a smartboard. But in Jamaica, he said one computer for the entire class. Matter of fact, sometimes 2 classes have to share it. Imagine standing in a line just to move the mouse. I know these are not the only wildest cultural shocks that Jamaicans have experienced in America. Let me know yours in the comments below. What's the wildest culture shock you've ever experienced? Drop it in the comments and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more crazy stories. Thank you so much for watching, and if you reached here, you're truly a great one. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.